Yes, a very good afternoon wherever you're tuning in. This is Dimbala Freak Post match analysis. Of course, here we are talking matters concerning sports. Here it's all about sports in East Africa and also in the European countries. And I'm your number one sports journalist, of course, you have in East Africa. So we are here so that you can discuss some of the major happening when it comes to the sports and also tend to analyze on what is happening when it comes to the local football and also international football, basing in argument that we have been having these international matches uh, that is happening, of course, in across all the countries of the whole world, because we have the FIFA World Cup 2026 qualifiers. We also have teams participating also in the UEFA Nations League. So welcome wherever you tune in. Make sure you join this studio through the link that I've shared there. Through this link, then you will be directed to the studio and you'll be here so that you can also give your views about post-match analysis and what you think. Of course, our Kenyan national team, Harambee Stars, yesterday they were stunned by Gabon at the National Stadium, whereby Kenyans came in large numbers, and at most over 40,000 Kenyans came to witness that big match, whereby our Kenyan national flag was being raised by Harambee Stars. But all in all, Harambee Stars lost, but Kenyans remained patriotic to their country. They came in large numbers. They represented their country. That is what we saw, and despite the rumors that a lot of things happened all over there, buying tickets and also chaos emerging, Kenyans remained peaceful, and that is what really happened yesterday. Kenya was stunned by Gabon. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scoring a brace, Michael Lunga scoring the solitary goal for Ben Maka the side. Now we are having this show here, so make sure if you're following us here for the first time, you're free to join through the link that I've shared there, and through the link then you will also share your thoughts about the yesterday's game, whereby Kenya played against Gabon. Kenya, of course, in the group F, Kenya remains position 4 with 6 points. Of course, the other day we saw Kenya settling for 3-3 draw against Gambia, a game that Kenya was supposed to win. Now, Gabon tops Group F standing after all the matches. Of course, they are leading with more than 15 points. And of course, the Africa Cup of Nations defending champions, Ivory Coast, they come at second place. They are having a match in hand. Of course, they are playing. So make sure you also come and join us here. We are having a lot of issues about Harambee Stars. We have seen Harambee Stars having different coaches, but now, from what we have been seeing since the FKF appointed Ben McCarthy to become the head coach of Harambee Stars, we have seen a lot of changes. We have seen Kenyans also they have started having trust with the national team, because you remember even during the time when we had Gini Ferrati in the team, after any match, of course, Kenya has been doing poorly when it comes to the Africa Cup of Nations, when it comes to World Cup qualifiers. We have not been featuring in Africa Cup of Nations for a while, because we have been having issues. Our neighboring Tanzania there, they've been having Africa Cup of Nations. The other time in Ivory Coast, they were in Africa Cup of Nations. But when it comes to Kenya, we are still having issues. But now, after yesterday's game, we have seen how Kenya is having that dynamic change. Of course, we are seeing Kenyans having trust now with the national team, because the new talents that are being nurtured over there, they are being motivated by the new coach, Ben McCarthy. And of course, other Kenyans are trying to slam Ben McCarthy because of what he has been doing since he was in Manchester United, and others are saying that he came with that Manchester United failure. But from what I saw yesterday from the touchline, then I can tell you that we have a coach, and the coach is ready to change the situation of this country. So Kenya is going to move ahead when it comes to football, and we're going to have a lot of changes when it comes to football. And maybe because this was just a first game, and the second game, maybe as we come to the end of Group F, then Kenya might secure that spot for World Cup, because That is what matters a lot. Kenya has never qualified for World Cup, though the junior starlets, junior under 17, they have also raised the Kenyan flag in the Dominican Republic last year, whereby they played in the World Cup. Make sure if you're joining us here for the first time, you join the studio. Join the studio if you're a football fan, and tell us what you think about Kenya playing Gabon yesterday. And also tell us what you think about Ben McCarthy being the new coach of Harambee Stars, and what you think about his tenure as the Harambee Stars coach, because he is new. Of course, he has not monitored some of the players. He is depending on the technical bench to give him players. But yesterday, they played a good job game, and Kenyans, of course, we are happy they came to cheer. Omar Van Adenj is very key. Of course, we have Alex here as he opens his own thoughts about Kenya's game. What do you think about Ben McCarthy and yesterday's game? If you saw what happened.
Good morning to you, Bonnie. I hope you can hear me. Okay, so as I said in the previous show, there are two ways to look at things. First of all, I thought he could have the manager bounce where he would come in and the new energy and he would kickstart his coaching career and he would go on a winning spree of matches. But from we have seen from the two previous games, it's not that way. uh, there is still a lot of work. Ben McCarthy is here to fight a culture, a spirit that has been there in the Kenyan Premier League. So hopefully, he will be able to turn things around. Atoe spirit ya Manchester.
Oh, yes, so we have Elizabeth. Elizabeth, karibu sana, Elizabeth. For a long time we have not seen you here, and also she has disappeared. She has disappeared. But what we are seeing is that we are having a lot of Kenyans trying to complain about what is happening in Harambee Stars. But yesterday I saw the lineup that was provided by Ben McCarthy from the goalkeeper. You know, Tieno is doing a good job over there. I saw one of the greatest midfielders, that is Richard Odada, and of course Richard Odada played a good game yesterday. All the way to the Michael Lunga, of course, he's the striker, but he missed several chances whereby he could have converted them to goals. And yesterday also Olunga he scored a goal. Yet Kenyans they have not seen Olunga who played for the Qatar team over there. So we expect that Kenya will improve when it comes to the national team. Karibu sana
Sorry,
Elizabeth. Yeah, yeah.
sorry. Elizabeth ni nani tena?
Give us your views about Harambee Stars. Kenya yesterday.
Yeah, jana. Yeah, the stadium. By that, I think that was like the most it's ever been full. Well, however, I might be biased, but I feel like a lot of fans just went because of Obama. You don't think so?
You just explain yourself.
Huh?
Maybe personally, maybe I might not care about him.
You might not. Why?
He plays for you. Used to play for Arsenal, and I'm not a supporter of that small team. So why should I care about him being in in our country?
He is a sports person. You don't have to like the whole team. I hate Manu,
No,
but uh
you wait. No, tell us about that game anyway.
all right, that game.
We are to watch.
No, nearly watch, but watch yote. But the thing though is that I feel like Kenya's team haikucheza vizuri. Maybe the first 45 minutes ilibola, unless maybe they improved in the second half because I didn't watch the second half, but I did watch the first half of it, and it looked like these people they weren't training. against Gabon. And Gabon actually in Africa is not like it's really a top team like that. Assuming that there's no Aubameyang in Gabon, it could still be at the same level as the Stars. But there's so much that needs to be done. I think midfield mostly the. I think midfield is the backbone to every team actually, or to every good team. And I don't know the players' names, so I really can't name them. Like I just know the forwards. Sijui hawa katikati na nyuma, because I don't follow the Kenyan league that much to be so much informed about it. Only big games like the ones that happened yesterday that catches my attention, or like if they're countries. But local matches, I'm barely like involved in those. I'm so much into the EPL actually and La Liga more. I don't even know much about CDI like that. I just know big players there. But they really need to improve. They do, but they did try though. However, they could do better than that. That's what I think.
So your player there, of course, your player,
Yeah.
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scored a brace.
Yeah.
What about that?
One of them was a penalty.
2 goals.
Huh? What you say? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I didn't hear what you
Yeah,
said.
one was a penalty.
Yes. But Aubameyang actually, I still think he's good. He's very good. Um, I still don't understand how him and the manager fell off in Arsenal, but he's a great talent. And unfortunately, you're my new fan, but one Alitapa team here home. Give credit where it's due, and I think even at his age, he's still giving results, and he's still like performing, and he's still doing somersaults on the field. Like how flexible is that man? So for me, I don't know if Kenya would ever be able to get a player like him. Maybe in the next like the upcoming generations, maybe they're talented ones. But Aubameyang is a beast. He did it. He carried his team and he helped Gabon win.
Do you believe with the new coach, Rain, of course, Ben McCarthy? Do you think that will take Kenya to the next level?
I think.
Maybe.
I think. Given if people like it, maybe unless if he's not over pressured, but if he's given the resources and the time, I think he'll improve the team. He has vision.
Yes, Kenya, they settled for 3-3 draw with Gambia. Yesterday, they were stunned by Gabon. And of course, Kenya remained in position 4 with 6 points. That is in Group F. Gabon tops. Number 2, that is Ivory Coast. And then we have Burundi over there, number 3. Then we have Harambee Stars. That is what is happening, of course, in the World Cup qualifiers. Kenya has never qualified for that trophy. And we hope that Ben McCarthy will make a good change. Kenya will feature in the Africa Cup of Nations, maybe, and also maybe the World Cup that is coming in South America.
Yeah, actually, there will be like about 6 games here in my town. So
So you'll be watching live.
Yes, I'm waiting.
So we will be depending on you to give us live updates.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Next year, Insha.
Yeah, next year. And but really, honestly, Kenyans are talented. But then I never understand why is it that football doesn't work? Like, why is it football is not like picking up? What do you think is the issue? You know it better than the rest of us here.
Now, me personally, I think that we have not been serious with identifying talents in the country because we have a lot of talent. So it depends with how talents are being sourced, the scouting team, and of course the coach matters a lot. We have been having a very rough coach known as Eugene Firati, who was sacked the other day. So we have maybe a new coach, Ben McCarthy, who has been motivating the players, and we hope that he will change the situation of this country when it comes to the football.
Can I respond to you,
And
Cortez? So I noticed one thing. I hear everyone saying all the time, Kenya, there's a lot of talent, there's a lot of talent, there's a lot of talent. But I got to the point where I realized we underestimate that there are also many countries in Africa where there is a lot of talent also. And a good example is West Africa. If you take a country like Senegal, there is massive talent in Senegal, from the keeper to the defense to the midfield to the attack. There is a lot of talent. So, and to other countries also like Morocco, if you saw what they did in the World Cup, there is a lot of talent in Morocco, in all parts, even defending. So I guess that's the thing that we also underestimate, that as much as we do have talent, also other countries have a lot of talent. So they have the talent, they have the system, they have the government funding, and they have the passion. They are driven, so they have systems that are working, that have been working for the past like 6 or 8 years. And as we are still fighting the system of corruption, because you find in a country like Senegal, they qualified for the World Cup in 2018, and they were so good. In fact, they were removed for some silly reasons in the FIFA. And you saw in 2022 they still had a very good squad, and in 2026 they will still have a very good squad, which is the squad has been one, it's just been changing a little bit. And here in Kenya, unaona tuko na talents na hatuna funding, hatuna stadium, we don't even have a system. The coach that is there right now is trying to fight battles that are somehow beyond him, unaona, na amekuja pia na ile mentality ya Manchester.
Gani cheza na nguvu.
Hapana, ile ya kutegemea comeback. Na unajua hizo hazishindangi vikombe.
Oh yeah, true. Well, they did win cups in Ferguson's time.
That is, Ferguson's time imepitwa na wakati. Hata Arsenal walishinda vikombe siku za Wenger.
No, I'm saying the tactics that you're saying that they don't win. I'm saying like at that time it worked for Ferguson.
Yeah.
But I also feel like maybe there's no motivation among the players themselves. Like there's no drive, like self-driven. I don't even know everything that you need as an athlete. You have to be self-driven. You have to be disciplined. You have to be on top of your game. Your diet has to be right for you to. So I don't even know if they have a specific diet as well or not, or if how often do they like train in a week, and like you both say scouting scouting might be the problem here as well, because maybe they're not even giving young players a chance. They're probably just still like with the same players from like maybe 5-10 years ago, and there's no rotation, so they wouldn't like there's not going to be any growth if you're not having rotations, or if you're not trying out new talents, or if you're not giving chances to uh, different people. So maybe I don't know. Let's see what he does though. I do think though it seems promising, to be honest. There are times Kenya in get pig or 3-0. At least squeezy, they're not leaving with nothing. It's progress.
Kenya, Kenya nchi yangu, of course. Yesterday Kenyans came in large numbers. Having that home advantage is very key to players and also to the coach, because you love that confidence that a lot of people are looking forward to see you score goal, and also to see you raising the Kenyan flag. Though yesterday we were defeated 2-1, another win. We will be back, of course, June, as we will be playing other matches. But we hope that Harambee Stars will secure a spot in the FIFA 2026 World Cup.
You think it's
Now we
likely?
also having,
You think it's likely gonna happen?
yes,
Alex, you believe so? This guy, don't
I
be
think the
delusional.
host is being optimistic. Bonnie is very
Yeah,
optimistic.
that's he's being
Bonnie
delusional
is a
because
very optimistic
I,
person.
I don't see Kenya qualifying before Senegal or before Cameroon or before uh what these are the
Egypt,
Morocco. Like,
Cameroon,
yeah,
Tunisia.
Cameroon. I don't see it qualifying against any West African teams. The fact that Burundi of all teams iko mbele ya Kenya kianani.
First of all, we need to prioritize making it a habit of qualifying for the AFCON before even
AFCON,
consider the
yeah,
World
before
Cup.
you look at the large
After
platform.
now we have made it a habit of qualifying for the AFCON, then now we can start discussing things like the World Cup.
Yeah, they should have mentality that mid-table teams have in Premier League. Like it's a step. Some they want to get into the European games at least. Others they want to finish top 10. Others want to finish top 4. Or even win the league. It has to be a step. So they should, like you said, I think they should work first on bettering their game plan and qualifying for AFCON before World Cup comes up. But it's looking unlikely. Although Bonnie, okay, let's hope. Why do you think
Kenya,
they'll
Kenya, of course.
qualify? Why do you think they'll qualify? Which team or which country you think is gonna
We
drop
have
points?
few matches again. We have few matches. We have still few matches. We have I think we have yeah, we have 3 matches. Still we have
Hmm.
3 matches to go.
Yeah, and that's what I'm asking. Do you think those countries that are remaining, you capable of winning those games, all of them?
Yes, we'll win. We'll win. Kenyan football is more important than Arsenal, than Manu, than Chelsea.
Okay. I mean, as a country, for sure. When it comes to you spend the nation, yeah, for sure. But then reality,
Yesterday you saw Harambee
tell
Stars playing a
yourself,
good game than Arsenal, right?
no, no.
Even Alex,
Fans, let me tell you,
Harambee Stars
that
played good
stadium.
game yesterday than your team Chelsea.
Listen, that game was more fun because of the fans. Like more fans to walibambisha your game more than the players. They were more hyped
No,
than the players.
maybe if you ask me, I'll tell you Harambee Stars yesterday played a good game than Arsenal.
Then Arsenal where when?
In terms of what?
Yeah, that's like where when and how.
No,
And in the
Is it
generally
the
Prem,
from the
tactics?
from
Is it the
literally
gameplay? Or is it
in the Prem,
from the
the
goalkeeper. No, relax. From the
Mhm.
goalkeeper to the striking, everything was perfect than Arsenal, than Chelsea.
Onana is even better than Williams.
If you say
No,
Chelsea, I
just
will agree because Chelsea is not playing well at the moment. The ball is just moving sideways from left to
so you
right
agree
to
your team
center left.
play poorly than Harambee Stars.
No, Arsenal just
The
doesn't fit.
problem that I have with the Rambe Stars is they have the Manchester United mentality, and Manchester United
No,
is doing worse than Chelsea.
no. Yesterday's game was good than whatever we
I,
saw in Chelsea and Arsenal.
what I
Arsenal, they
can
don't
say
play
is
anything.
I can just say that yesterday's game was better than the last game they had.
No,
That's
than Arsenal.
no.
Please.
You just have some obsession with trying to downplay Arsenal, but that's not. Arsenal has what they just lack finish. That's all they lack this season. But then game Arsenal hata ikiwa mbaya, their game never changes. That for sure, it's always been there. Hata even if they're like struggling, they'll always play that beautiful football.
It
You
will change
did
against
you saw
Real Madrid
yesterday's our
in
central
a week.
Uh,
defense how they played? You have one guy there known as Anthony Okumu. Anthony Okumu
wait,
is
which
good
one?
than Gabriel Magalhaes.
Actually, you see, Bonnie, the thing that I noticed from the game with Gambia and the game with Gabon, I think we have Bonnie a good defense and a good, let me say, attacking
Midfield is bad.
5 out of 10. But our midfield is the one which is letting us down.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
that's what
Bonnie
I thought.
defense yetu iko sawa from the left back, center backs, right back. I think defense yetu iko poa. Midfield ndio nadhani kidogo inatuangusha. That's why we need to borrow the three superstars from Newcastle. Watupatie Bruno Guimaraes, Tonali, and who is this guy from Brazil? Jolinton. We
Yeah,
just need those three. Newcastle wakitupea hawa watatu Boni, then now I will gladly say we can challenge for the AFCON. Aki. We just have a
I
poor
think
midfield.
Joelinton Ajazeka. Me, I think he was still playing even ikiwa shule.
Jolinton is good. He's good. He's still good.
But Barney, for you to understand that Kenyan team is not as good as you're putting it, I told you I don't watch a lot. I've watched only like 2 games, and I already figured out that the problem is the midfield. How? Know what I mean? That's me. See 40 killers, sir. And he's backing me. I'm sure if somebody else joins that, they'll tell you the same thing.
I have not agreed with what Alex said because personally, I saw yesterday. Of course, our main problem with the Harambee Stars is defense. Defense is the main problem. They are not
Why defense?
as clinical
Before
as
the
they
ball
should
goes to
be.
the defense,
Our
in the
midfield, our midfield is the best. We have Richard Odanda there. We have Duke Sabuya in the midfield, and of course, we have one of the best left back, Eric Marcelo Ouma.
Yes,
So Richard
I heard
Odanda
the defense
yesterday
is
was
poor.
playing like one of the best midfielders in the whole world. So he tried to stabilize our midfield, but the defense was poor because those 2 goals were from mistake from defense. Michael Lunga missed 3 clean chances. Personally, I was there in Nya National Stadiums and I saw what happened. So I think our main problem is the defense. Even when we were playing against the Gambia, the game was aired in the Super Sport. You did not watch that game?
This,
By that time, I was on this channel when it was playing. I was on this show, so I didn't catch the Gambia game. So you guys should tell me.
uh-huh. Gambia didn't watch it.
Which show? Which show?
I was working.
It
It
was
was
working.
Thursday.
But
I was
you remember, but you agree that if I give you the highlights of the yesterday's game, Harambee Stars plays well than Arsenal, right? Just agree because yes,
Arsenal, I do agree. Very true.
yes.
I don't agree.
Why?
Which of your players is better than any Arsenal player, other than Sterling?
I've given you Anthony Akumu. That is the defense
You
better
know
than
what?
Gabriel Magalhaes. You go
You know
to
what?
midfield. Richard Odanda is better than your Martin Odegaard.
You know what?
Yes,
Do this.
and Michael Olunga is better than Kai Havertz.
My
Afam.
lord. How many goals does he have so far?
Oh,
Engineer Olunga
Mm.
in the Saudi.
No.
Qatar.
Let me fact check. Let me do some fact checking because I
No, the
Double
haven't
Camel
checked
figures
League ndio
already.
unakuja pa
Double
kutuambia.
figures.
the top
Engineer Olunga.
scorers.
The Camel League ndio una compare na the first league in the entire world. Ama. Even Kenyan League is better than Saudi. Hata iko more. Saudi tu ilijulikana je Ronaldo. Mi hata sikuwa naijua by the truth be told.
No, he does not play for Saudi. He plays for Qatar.
Okay, the UAE leagues, I feel like they're not there yet. They're coming up, but UAE, America, those countries,
So Curtis,
they,
let me read you some good stats about the great engineer Michael Olunga.
mm,
In the 24-25 season, in 15 matches, he has 11 goals and 2 assists. How many
that's
does Kai Havertz have?
that's 17, right?
Yeah,
And is that
11,
all
11 goals,
competitions?
2 assists
Is
in
that all
15 matches.
is that all competitions or just the sorry, is that I was asking, is that all competitions or just the league?
I don't know whether it's all competitions. It's the league. I just have the stats for him this season.
Kai alone in Premier League he has 10. 9 or 10, I think.
So
UCL
Michael Olunga is ahead of him.
no. UCL he has 4. And I don't know if he played FA. But then again, right now, if he was still playing, I'm pretty sure he would have had more than what he has. Or I'm not Harvard's average, by the way. You're nakubali, like he's past his prime. I am a realistic fan, and like somebody here who's called Bonnie, I think kubali ukweli. So, but he's still good. He like the clutch moments Harvard ametutoa in games, like especially last season, like ile game ya Brentford that we won 1-0 yenye last minute walikuwa wametukalia mbaya. He also won a game against Brighton Like he's taken. He doesn't produce either like the striker results expectations, but he does deliver in his own way. I think because even after he left, none like with goals by Ilianza Tena.
But if he does that, why would Chelsea sell him?
Huh?
Why would Chelsea sell him if he does those glorious things?
Because Chelsea's been changing coaches like shoes. So sometimes maybe a manager comes in and they don't the style that doesn't match you, or you just check out.
I think the
That's
reason why
that's
Chelsea
it's
sold
like
him is
saying
because
like
they saw
I think
he's not amounting to, he's not reaching the standards that they want, because the bar at Chelsea is very high. You have to be consistent with goal scoring, assisting, and doing your job. So that's why Chelsea sold him. Even
who's doing
same
that
thing
now
even
at
with
Chelsea?
Sadio.
Who's
Pardon?
doing that at Chelsea now?
Doing that at Chelsea.
Right
We
now,
have Cole Palmer. We
is
have
he
Cole
doing
Palmer.
it? I'm asking who's doing it right now.
See, I told you we have Cole Palmer,
Okay, in the
the,
last
the
10
best
matches.
midfielder in the world.
Okay, in the last 10 matches, how many goals has he scored?
It doesn't matter, but at the end of the season, you'll have more than Arsenal's midfield combined.
Who? Palmer.
Yes, and Bonnie can attest to that.
Oh my god.
No, no. Before we move to that, we have Leo. Leo, yes, that Leo amepotea bwana.
Yeah, his camera been glitching.
No, I
He
wanted
can join
to
without.
hammer him.
Maybe I joined Billa's camera.
You want to Leo? Yesterday we saw Harambee Stars playing against Gambia, and of course yesterday's performance when Harambee Stars were playing, Harambee Stars, of course, they performed well. What is your own take about yesterday's game? Ben McCarthy, is he going to change the Kenyan football? Maybe we have hopes for Africa Cup of Nations and World Cup qualifiers.
Bonnie, I just joined when you are mocking Arsenal, trying to compare people like Teddy Akumu, people who plays with one leg, to Arsenal players. I think that is so disrespectful of you,
Very
and I
disrespectful, man.
understand because you support some low table teams that you're not even proud of mentioning. I'll forgive you for that. But I did watch the Harambee Stars game that we played away, and we were lucky to have drawn on that game. And I also watched the game that we played yesterday, despite the drama that happened with the Gabon fans giving some greetings to our honorable member of parliament.
No, no,
So
no,
that on
no.
the
You
way.
don't bring
Uh,
politics here.
uh,
Salaja
sorry,
It
was
was
that was
happening.
an event.
It was
Salaja was not
happening. It
It was
attacked
happened in
by
the
part of
field.
Gabon
sport.
fans.
It happened in the field. Please.
It was
Continue.
part of the match. It
Yes.
was part of the match, and
Yes.
as we are analyzing the match, we also need to analyze what happens. The first thing that I have to really appreciate the fans for the first time. We managed to collect 9 point something million, and the tickets were sold out. I had a friend who called me at 10 and was asking me to try get some tickets, but I could not find it. The tickets were literally sold out. That was really I can say that is we are now trying to achieve what we've been talking of, just a study, and it is real, and the love for the game is getting back. But back to our players, I don't know where the problem is, because we're really playing well, but we have a problem in our midfield. And if you looked at the game yesterday, there's this guy, Marcelo, yeah? That guy was just playing on his own level. He's just on his own level. Like, he just stood out alone compared to other players. I really admired Teddy Akumu when not only when he was playing for Gor, and when he went to the league where they are playing with people like Jesse Were. I don't know what has happened to him. Olunga, I think, needs somebody who can supply him with the ball to finish. He was really down. I don't know what happened to people like Austin. I don't know why the coach did not field him, though I've heard the
Discipline
coach
cases,
complaining that
discipline cases.
no. The coach has said that Gormai and Tasker did not release the players, but that is up to them to solve. I did not expect somebody like the coach you're having currently to start giving us excuses. I don't know if
Oh,
it
yes.
came with the spirit of Manchester United or something like that. But if he's having the spirit of Manchester United, he needs to get settled and organize the team. We really hope that he's going to do something. But apart from that, despite we played well, but as an Arsenal fan, we did not lose because Aubameyang. You are trying to compare Kenyan players to Arsenal players, but our retired player Aubameyang is the one who caused all the drama that you saw yesterday, and you still want to compare Olungas and really Bonnie.
Listen, he also promoted the economy in Kenya, because I know for sure 90%, like
there are so many people who went to the stadium specifically to see Aubameyang. So that is how Arsenal is helping Africa. That's how Arsenal really saved the day yesterday. Just imagine, we did not feel bad, like hatukusikia uchungu, simply because whenever you are told that, okay, we've been beaten, who scored the goals? Aubameyang. Then you say, tumepigwa na Aubameyang, then iko sawa. That is how he helped solve the issues yesterday.
Yes, Leo, of course, you said yesterday is, of course, the Gabon fans, they don't know who is Peter Selassie Bwana. So that was, of course, Selassie said those are the Luo.
See, Peter Selassie is a famous comedian that is known worldwide. Who doesn't know Peter Selassie unless you're not in TikTok? Those people who don't know Peter Selassie are maybe people who are really serious in life.
We don't talk about politics.
Yeah.
You will just talk about politics.
He was one of the fans.
But I was trying to compare our CM, that is Anthony Akumu, with Gabriel Magalhaes, and I'm very sure Anthony Akumu is the best than Gabriel Magalhaes.
You see, there's a CM and a CB. How do you compare two different positions?
So we also have Richard Odanda. Yesterday he played a good game than Maatsen.
There's something that somebody told me. I want you to confirm this. I see football fans here, Alex and Curtis. Somebody told me. Of course, if you look at the records of people like Michael Olong, I think he's currently 4 goals away to become the all-time Kenyan scorer. But if you look at the league that is playing in Qatar, specifically the leagues in the Middle East, in the Middle East, the leagues in Asia, somebody told me, I first took it as an insult that Olunga hucheza na mafala when you are kucheza ball. That is why unaona anang'ara huko. He is a quality player, but he's playing in that league not because the league is not having some quality football. What is there? The league is having money. The league that is playing is having good money, but the football level there is poor quality. There, Olunga can score wherever he wants. So we cannot start comparing somebody who's playing in some Middle East leagues comparing to people who are playing in the English Premier League. That's an insult. The quality of the games there, you cannot compare to even the lower divisions that we have in the European Premier League. So we cannot do that. We cannot do that.
So you are saying that Olunga plays for a very poor league. But anyway, if Olunga can just come to one of the best leagues that we have in the Premier League, or maybe he joins La Liga, then I'm very sure he can pull one of the great performers. But I was trying to tell you that our midfield is very strong than Arsenal, and you are aware of that. Arsenal plays a very poor game compared to yesterday's game against Kenya, where Kenya played against Gabon. So Kenya is on another level. You cannot compare Kenya with Arsenal. Arsenal is poor team. Mzalendo is here. Mzalendo jana tuliona Kenya ikicheza na Gabon, whereby our Harambee Stars, they produce one of the best performances. For the last 20 years, we have not seen that. What is your take home for that? Ben Markle is going to change the game, or we are still going to be stagnant?
I've just come in. I don't know where you've reached in this discussion, but
Kenya versus Gabon. Yesterday, Kenya lost 2-1. Kenya played a good game. Our striker, Michael Olunga, captain, scored 1 goal. Our midfield was perfect. Our defense, silly mistakes, Aubameyang scored. Leo is saying that he did not lose because his former Arsenal player scored 2 goals.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. The game. I think I've not followed the Gabonese football team for quite some time now, but I know they are ranked way above Kenya in terms of their position in FIFA. Just as I keep on telling you, is there dynamics in football that you need to understand that probably the new team led by Hussein will be working towards it. The league, the Kenyan league, is still very low compared to other leagues in Africa. You cannot compare it to the South African league. You cannot compare it to the Tanzanian league. So when your league is not ranked, is not performing to the levels that it can attract professional players, and that is the feeder to the national team, then you'll have a performance like what we saw in the stadium. So this is something to do with the league. The teams that are supposed to feed the national team have got a very weak league that is coupled with a lot of things. First of all, there is the issue of finance, the money that players are being paid and all that. The fan base for most of these clubs, apart from FC Leopards and Gor Mahia, the fan base of, and now Shabana, the fan base of most of these other clubs are very, very low. So they don't attract the fans to the stadium. What motivates players to play well are the fans in the stadium. When you see stadiums being built, they are built for the fans to come and encourage the teams. So if most of the teams are playing in empty stadiums, then there is no much motivation, and that rivalry is only between two clubs, FC Leopards and Gor Mahia, as witnessed in recent times. So how many professional players does Kenya have playing in maybe the Premier League right now? We don't have any player playing in the English Premier League at the moment. And even in Serie A, I don't think we have got any player playing in the Serie A or even in the Spanish league. But when you look at the team that played Kenya Gabon, you'll see names that you definitely know about. People like Aubameyang played for Arsenal. The experience is immense. There is a lot of experience you get in soccer when you play regularly, just like what you're doing. When you appear here most of the time, you gain a lot of experience and you learn a lot of things from other panelists that you didn't know. Football is the same way, and being a player and having played in the league, I can tell you that the Kenyan league, as it is right now, we lost our traction in our last game against Burkina Faso. That was so many years ago at Kasarani Stadium when Kenya beat Burkina Faso 4-3. And Burkina Faso since then went back to their grassroots and developed their soccer. Today, Burkina Faso and Kenya are not in the same level. They are way above us. So we need to do a lot of grassroots support of football and ensure that the leagues that are being played, whether they are being played locally, attract the standards. Football is also a curriculum that people ought to know. You just don't wake up one day and start playing soccer. Football is a curriculum that you need to learn, just like you are taken to the ECD classes. You go all the way and you learn your vowels up to the stage where now you can attract professional coaches and professional agents to look at your style of play. So football is like that. So we need to nurture young talents, especially from the ages of 6 upwards. 6 upwards is the right time to identify talents. So if you have these teams, team like Gor Mahia should be having a team B for Gor Mahia and a ladies team for Gor Mahia. Same as the FC Leopards, a team B for FC Leopards and a ladies team for Gor Mahia.
Mzalendo, don't say should be having, they are having. You know, I normally tell you to get informed of what is happening in our countries. There is a Gor Mahia, there is a youth team, and he's playing a league. Bonfaz just unfortunately doesn't update us on how they are faring. And there's a women team, not women, ladies team. And the same is also with the AFC Leopards. I know you always like portraying our team and our country negatively.
Leo, tell me the name of the Gor Mahia's ladies team.
And there is Gor Mahia Queen. They played last week. Bonfaz, I think that is your responsibility now to brief him. We have a Gor Mahia youth team that has been feeding us with players.
I know there is a Gor Mahia youth team.
And there is a ladies team. We took a team last. It was made mandatory currently in the FKF constitution for you to play a Premier League. You need to have a ladies team. So there is a Gor Mahia ladies team. We did not start from the scratch. We bought a team that already existed, and they play matches. And I attended the first inaugural match that was played last year. I think I was in Mombasa by that time. So Bonnie, you need to, when you're giving us updates on sports, also to give us what is happening in the Kenyan Women Premier League. And that is one thing that I have to give to Nick Mwendwa, despite wasting all those years, the Football Federation. So it's there. I know you are not aware, and you wanted to carry it and try to portray our league. I know our league is not that strong, but wacha kutukanyaga hivyo sana.
I have a question.
I wanted to finish my point. If there was a team that was started, maybe we are in which year now? We are in 2025. If it was started maybe late last year or early this year, I could not be aware of. But I know the teams that play in the women's league. These major teams did not have any team so many years back that play in the women's league. Gor Mahia did not have a team that plays in the women's league until maybe recently. And that one was brought by the new changes in FKF. That is what I was telling you. Again, what I'm telling you is that football is a curriculum. You have to learn it from way back in when you are about 8 years old on upwards. So you need to learn the skills at that particular age. Why players in Kenya don't attract agents in the good football agents is because, one, our standards are very low compared to other teams. A team like Harambee Stars cannot play a friendly with Brazil. That is a fact, or England. They cannot because of their ratings. As much as you play good football, your rating has to be high to attract good international friendlies. Otherwise, you'll just be playing smaller teams, smaller countries. So you need to up your game, up your league, so that you can attract good players, even foreign players. Yeah. Any other question?
I was actually going to ask that. If Kenyan team, if they have any foreign players for the league other than Kenyans. I know Alex is going to tell me, how are we going to get foreigners when we can't even afford to get all the players from every region in Kenya? But does each team have academies like the way Premier League do?
Bonnie, do you want to respond or I go first?
She asked me all Mzalendo. Yeah, you can respond.
Okay, so what is your question was if the teams have academies?
Yeah, I had two questions. Do they have academies? And but I do know the academies that are independent. I'm asking like team-wise, okay? Because before I left Kenya, I was actually in one of the academies for a while. It was in Impala. I don't know. I think you've heard of it, Impala Club.
Yes. So the teams in the Kenyan Premier League, for now I can say that all of them, if not all of them, let me say 85-90%, I have seen they have academies. And there's a time I played for, not I played for, I played against one when I was in my days in high school. We had a game against the Kariobangi Sharks under 19. Yes, and we had a chat with some of them, and they do have academies ranging from the age of, let's say, 10, yes, 10, 11 to now 19 to under 21. So they have, and the big teams in the country, even the Bandaris, the Son, they do have the academy. So I think for most of the teams, I don't want to say all of them because I don't have the facts, but I'll say most of them, they do have the academy.
Okay. And my other question was what Nick had Mzalendo had mentioned about having foreign, like about attracting foreign players, and why is it that Kenyan League can attract players? Why do you think so, Bonnie? Because umekalia Kenyan team sana, umeyatetea.
Personally, I think that I will not agree with what Mzalendo is saying. Mzalendo is trying to hype those international countries, but I think Kenya, we have one of the best talents. It's only a matter of time and how the scouting is going to give us those talents. Because when you go to high school games, then you will see a lot of talents. When you go to those Chapa Dimba tournaments, you'll have a lot of tournaments. When you go to those December tournaments, whereby every member of parliament is giving those tournaments, then you will see a lot of talent. So it's only a matter of how this coaching team is going to bring out those talents so that they can feature into our national team. But now they need to grow from those young talents. They come to the Division 1, NSL, and then they feature into the Kenya Premier League. So I think our Kenya has best talent. So if we start playing in the Africa Cup of Nations, then they will just come and say, let's have a friendly match whereby Kenya will be playing against Spain. And we will have those things in place. We'll have those Spain players now playing in Nyayo National Stadium. Yesterday we saw everything is possible. But I was a bit shy because before the match ended, then the grass was about to dry. Then I was like, this will be a big shame. But anyway, if we continue with that momentum, I'm very sure Kenya will be the best in East Africa.
I also have
Nyayo
another
National
question.
Stadium is one of the best.
I have a very controversial question. So you know how in England they have the academies that Alex was talking about, and English academies, they admit anyone. It doesn't matter your nationality or anything. You could be a Nigerian born in England, right? And then you develop through the rankings of English football. Why is it that in Kenya you could have a Somali, a Sudanese, or even like an Ethiopian who is also in the academy with fellow Kenyan kids, but then and they're also very talented and they never end up being part of any team? Why? I think that's the kind of diversity. Huh?
Depends with the coach. It depends with the coach. You know, selection now depends with the coach. You cannot just instruct the coach to pick any player. Because yesterday, if you could ask me, then I will tell you, we had to start number 8, Duke Sabuya, who plays for Yanga. He's a very good midfielder. He plays for Yanga in Tanzania. And I've been following what he has been doing. So yesterday he came as an sub. So why would he start Duke Sabuya?
Why wouldn't he? If he's good, he's good, right? Why wouldn't he start him? After all, we're looking for talent. We're not looking for a nationality or a name. If that's the case, somebody like Saka wouldn't be playing for English. It's a choice, or it's where you are. Even like, let's say
Saka is a very poor player, by the way. He doesn't play anything. I don't know what people hype there. Saka does not play anything.
We'll get to that. When a national name comes up, unakuwa na uchungu, guy, boy, pole. But what I'm saying is this. Assuming there was a Mohammed that is very good and he decided not to start him and then lose, mngemwanzisha labda mngewin. So do you think tribalism actually plays a role too in the Kenyan football?
Yeah, yes. Of course, Kenyans have been saying that our national team has been dominated by Luyas and Luos, but they have talents. They have talents because if you tell me to pick Anthony Akumu yesterday, then I would say yes. Richard Odanda yesterday, yes. Eric Marcelo, woman number 13, then I would say yes.
That is
You
after you've
tell
watched
me
the
to pick.
game. That is after you've watched the game, so you've seen their ability. Before then,
No.
during train,
Even if when you go to the western part, for example, when you go to Kisumu, Mambole Stadium, then you see those guys playing. Then you know that Luos they know football. You will compare, but Luos, of course, they know football. So that is what they made them to just come and play in the Kenya Premier League. So tribalism has been there, has been affecting the national team, but I think also Luos they know football and Luyas because Luya, we have a Victor Mugubi Wanyama. He has been there. He has been one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, that is EPL,
how do
and
you
he
know
was
the
playing
rest
for
of them?
Amistad. So
How do you know that?
tribalism affects because when you see national team, then yesterday there was no Akamba there. There was no Mukamba there in the national team. So it shows how now tribalism applies. Luos and Luyas dominate Kenyan football.
Bonnie, stop becoming an embarrassment to sports. Bonnie, I think as a sports journalist, you should know better when it comes to sport. Why are you embarrassing or you're doing it just for fun? You know very well when it comes to sports, sports has got no tribal,
Right.
ethnic, or racial boundaries. That is why you see black people playing in Chelsea and playing in at other clubs there. Sports is about what you can do. Sports doesn't have to have what is called regional balance or racial balance. And that is a question that you will always, next time when people are going for the marathons, why haven't you always asked that there is no Kisi representing us in that 5,000 race? There is no Kamba there. Let us stop these kind of petty issues that are there. And these are some of the things that are even making the quality of our football low. As a matter of fact, sports is, I think there are a lot of things that are
So
involved,
you
just
want to
like in
say that
marathon.
Luos and Luyas
We
they are
have
not the
people
best
who
when it
are
comes to
raised
playing
in
football?
places like Rift Valley. They have got some advantage when it comes to these long races, and it is also biological. The same way, those people from the western part of this country, not only lawyers. I want to give you a quick answer. Let me just finish. Not only lawyers and laws. If you are raised in the western part of the country, it is likely that you're going to become. I want to explain. I've not finished. If you are raised in the western part of this country, there is a possibility that you'll become a great footballer. And most Kenyan footballers, irrespective of their tribe, look at Muguna, Kenneth. Kenneth is from Meru, but he was raised in Kisumu, Mboka, and that is where he developed his sporting skills. Look at
Well, he's hanging. So it's safe to say it is to do. I would say the reason why. Sorry, guys, that was my alarm. Hello.
So I think
Y'all
I
hear me
think
now?
I think Bonnie, what Leo means is that football is more of a skill, which is not based on regionalism. But he hasn't overlooked the fact that the people from Western and the people from Nyanza are really dominant in football. He's saying we cannot overlook that, but what he's meaning is football is a skill that is not based on regionalism. And if football was like solely based on regionalism, then people like Erling Haaland would never appear because where he's from, his country is not well known for producing a lot of good talents. And Erling Haaland is arguably the best striker of this generation. We have
Who
people
said
like
he is the best striker in this generation?
I said arguably,
Bonnie.
arguably. I didn't say he is. So it's a point which people can argue. The same thing I'd say with somebody like Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, who now plays for PSG. He's from a country that is not well known for producing football talent. So if you overlook people from the country where he comes from, then today we wouldn't have somebody who scooped the best player in Serie A about I think a year ago when Napoli won the Serie A title. So what we cannot do is we cannot overlook certain areas, saying that they cannot produce good players, and we tend to look somewhere thinking that that's where we can get all the players. As much as Rift Valley is well known for producing athletes, if we dig deep in Rift Valley, that's what Cortez was talking about scouting. I'm sure we can find some good players from the Rift, not just athletes. We can also find footballers who can play well. And if we dig deep, even Bonnie, where you're saying there in Ukambani, I'm so sure we can find good talents. So we cannot overlook certain areas, saying that only two regions are the ones which produce talents.
Then, if that's the case, I feel like he was looking at it in the sense of you have to have a certain physicality to qualify for Kenyan League. Is that what he's trying to say?
Pardon?
According to the argument that Mr. Leo, according to Mr. Leo's argument, when he was saying that, I think he mentioned somebody that was from Meru that was raised in Kisumu.
Yeah, Kenneth Muguna.
Yes. So now my question is like, so does that mean when they're scouting they're looking for physicality? Because we've all like meet or whatever, like we've always assumed that ugali na jenga Waluya ndio maana kuna nguvu. So so that one, like, does that have to do with the diet in the West compared to the diet where kuna mtu anakunywa dufu kila saa, so huyo ana nguvu ama ni like what? I'm trying to understand why is it that it has to be very regional when they could just scout? Because you could find, like, just because you've scouted someone at the age of 12, it doesn't mean that's their potential is at the age of 12. They could hit even at 25. Their prime could come at 27.
So I think Zalendo can go first because he has been quiet.
I didn't get the question quite. I mean,
my question was, he said that they took a Meru kid and he was raised in Kisumu and that's why he became good footballer. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm like, does the diet influence that? Is that what Mr. Leo was trying to say, or what?
Yeah, you're kind of breaking. I don't know whether it's me who is not. Your audio is very low on your end, Cortez. I don't know why it's so low. I mean, nakusikia ni kama uko kwa shimo.
It's on full. Okay. Let me.
Better. Now?
Okay. I was asking a question.
Yes.
It's a very minor one, but he said that they took someone who was born in Meru, was raised in Kisumu, and that's why he became a very good footballer. Alex, right? He said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And that's what I'm asking. So does this have to do with the dieting? Because for sure, regional diets are different. Diet in Yoko Western, in Yoko Meru, and...
diet. You're talking about the diet.
Yes.
No, I think the dynamics in football that you need to understand. One, when it comes to the physique of players from Western Kenya and players from maybe Northeastern, their physique would be different because of how they were raised, what they eat, their power. It would be very, very different. But when it comes to agility and skill, that one you can get it from any other region, depending on their likes or their training of football. In order to play football in the best way possible and to nurture that talent, you must have interest. First of all, you must have like the ball the way it is round, kick it around all the time. And that is why, Cortez, you are here, because you love the ball, you love the game. So you must develop that kind of interest. It is not an interest that you can be taught at a very old age. But what Bonnie was saying, and the perception is that people in Machakos cannot play good football, or somebody in Northeastern. The day we will see the face of Kenya in Harambee Stars is the day we will have a national team. But if you have just two regions, Western and Nyanza, representing the team, then that does not show that football has been devolved to other regions. I believe there is a special talent yet to be discovered in Machakos, and the same as in Somalia and Northeastern, that have not come to Harambee Stars. Look at what Coach Ryan Fabish did when he came to Kenya in the first place. He didn't know about the terrain, but he looked at the talent that he was being presented with. But he said, okay, fine, let me go to the grassroots and see what they have in the grassroots. So Fabish looked at the Division 1, Division 2 football, and came up with the talent, came up with people like Cantona, people who are not playing in the main league. So that is how you bring up talent from other regions. But when they get to Harambee Stars, that is something that they can forget. Kama ulikuwa nakula mbosho like Boni here, eats mbosho every day. Kama anakula mbosho every day, then now when you get to Harambee Stars camp, there is a dietitian who will put you on diet, and there is somebody who will look at your physical ability and develop your strength. So that is something that is workable. But what we need to do is to harness. You need to use the coaches at the grassroots. The school infrastructure is very good, especially in high school. But it should start in primary school, where we have a football pitch. We have got all those other pitches that people can go and run around with the ball. And at some point, I was thinking, like football, if we really want to earn money in the game, because football today, I think the highest paying game is soccer. People like in Messi, I don't think that is people like in Ronaldo. I don't think there's any other sport that pays better than soccer. So if we want to tap into the money, then we need to really invest on grassroots football and invest on infrastructure. Infrastructure means that we have good pitches in Machakos, good pitches in all the counties in Kenya, and also we have a good league. So the good leagues will be a feeder to the main league, the FKF league. So if you have a competitive league in Western Kenya, you don't have to have a team traveling all the way from Western to travel to come and play with Gor Mahia. They need to have a league that is very competitive within Western, because running these clubs is so expensive, very expensive. We have seen many years very good clubs, regional clubs have died. Clubs like Mafuko Bombers died. I know many of you don't even know of Mafuko Bombers. So many clubs died. Isili Sportif, those were very good community clubs, but they died along the way because of running of football. If you have got a good football team that has made it to the FKF league, then you'll find that they will not be honoring all the matches because of finances. So football is a game that is very difficult to run, and until Hussein and his team comes up with a proper structure that can finance the local leagues also and the local team, then the money coming from FIFA can be spread throughout the teams that are playing in FKF League. That way, they will attract foreign players. Today, as we are speaking, we have got only 5 foreign players playing in the FKF League. We have got one playing in we have got about 3 playing in Gor Mahia, and one playing in Tusker, and one playing in the Police. So those are only 5. And where are they from? most of them are either from Uganda, Burundi, or Cameroon. And these are countries that we are way ahead of sometimes when it comes to FIFA ranking. A country like Burundi, so the players being attracted to our league are not top-notch players. Players being attracted to the Tanzanian league are top players. You see, that is why you see Taifa Stars today is celebrated. They're playing much better than Harambee Stars. When you go to Uganda Cranes have really improved. Their league is improving a lot, and the fan base, people are now attracted to go to watch the games in the pitch. So that is bit about how this organization of Hussein, and I believe Hussein will do a good job with the opportunity that he has been given by football lovers to run the game. So we are going to see Hussein and Mariga doing so well. Mariga can bring his expertise from playing in the top-notch football leagues across the world. He can bring that kind of talent in Kenya now that they've been given the official mandate to run football. So we hope for the best for Harambee Stars, but it is just the beginning. Building this team to match the likes of Nigeria, to match the likes of South Africa, will take time. We will not qualify for World Cup this time, but if this team works very well, we might qualify for the next World Cup that is going to happen. I don't know where, but this one for America, I think we are out of it.
Perfect, Mzalendo. About Kenyan football, of course, we have tried to analyze what is happening, but personally, I think Ben McCarthy is ready to change the situation and also take Kenya to the next level, and that is why the FKF boss, Hussein Mohamed, together with McDonald Mariga, they said they have a lot of trust with Ben McCarthy, and also journalists from Kenya, they are happy with Ben McCarthy being as the head coach of Harambee Stars, because they are trying to compare Harambee Stars coach now and the other coach, that is Eugene Ferrati, who was the Harambee Stars coach. Now we having this motion here. Make sure if you are joining us here for the first time, this is Afrique 24 political, the Dimbal Afrique. Make sure you subscribe to Afrique 24 if you are following us from other social media platforms. Afrique 24 is the YouTube channel. Go there, subscribe, and we will appreciate for that. Afrique 24, Dimbal Afrique. Here we're discussing sports. Through the link that I've shared there, you can join. And as you join, we will also give you this chance to talk to other Kenyans. It will direct you to the studio, and we will have good time here as we discuss more about sports. Now, changing the gear to the European countries. Now we are in the international break, whereby we are seeing South America, they are playing the FIFA World Cup qualifiers in 2026. I saw Brazil playing against other teams there, Colombia, Uruguay. I also saw other teams there, Venezuela, Ecuador playing, and they are playing a good job over there. We also have the UEFA Nations League. Yesterday there were some knockouts. Netherlands, they are knocked out. Italy knocked out. We have now the final four. We also have France, Belgium, and also Spain are in the final four. Curtis, which team do you think will be the one which will lift FIFA World Cup 2026, and why?
Between which countries?
No, from all over the world. Which country do you think is now the preferred one to win? USA?
No, USA is as good as Kenya, by the way. With everything
they have a good coach. They have a good coach as we speak.
US, with everything he has, they have a long way to go when it comes to football. But as you can see, their players are playing international, some of them. But they really don't care much for soccer like that until like when Messi came. So but no, US not a contender. I don't even know US not a contender. Forget US. I'm rooting for Spain.
Why?
I think they have young talents they're not scared to take on challenge and compete.
Alex, which country do you think is going to lift World Cup 2020 next year?
I think Bonnie, the good sides are from Europe. One thing I'm sure is Argentina is not Argentina will not retain the World Cup because there's no country that is able to win it back to back. But I think as coaches have said, Spain is a good side, but I also think Germany is a good side going into
The
the
second close,
2026
yeah.
World Cup. So, but I don't think Germany has the capability of going all the way. So me, I will stick with France.
Okay.
France for FIFA World Cup 2026. Mzalendo,
Yeah.
which team, which country? Now here we're talking about country. We have the FIFA World Cup 2026 next year. Which country do you think is going to lift World Cup? And why?
I think it is it's a rather premature question because the World Cup is so many months away, and most of these teams playing in the leagues, they have got players who play in the national team. So sometimes your top player can be injured, that's affecting the national team. But if all goes well, there are teams to watch. We have got Brazil. We have got Brazil that are now very playing very well, and we have got Spain, Argentina, and France. Those are teams cannot be ruled out. Brazil, France, Argentina, and Spain. I have always been a supporter of Samba football, and when I wait a bit, I go to Argentina. So I think this time round it will be Spanish, the Spanish people carrying the World Cup. And why I say that, because first of all, the proximity of where the games are being played to Spain, to America. So it will be easier for fans coming from Spain, Mexico to cheer their teams in the US. So, but I can't also rule out the Americans, although they don't have a good football grassroots support. They have got players. They have got the MLS league that has got very few teams playing. Yet again, they don't have another league apart from the MLS league that feeds that particular league. Otherwise, America would have been a superhouse in football because every other country is here in the US. If you want talent, this is where it is. And if they had got structures, good structures, like they have for basketball, they have for their football, then I can tell you there's no team in this world that can beat the USA in soccer. Yeah. So what you see in their women soccer is exceptional talent that somebody just loves the game, and their parents take care of it. They are taken to academies and all that without a lot of government input. But if the government can come in and chip on in the grassroots soccer, have leagues that are played at the grassroots that feed the MLS league. And the MLS league is the only league that has got no relegation. No team is relegated in there. They go nowhere. So they just play for fun. They play throughout the league and win the league. Whether you win or lose, you will still be in the league. So that much rivalry in soccer is not there in the MLS league. But I wish there could be some 3-4 teams being dropped, then the other teams rising up to occupy those spaces. That way, you'll be seeing a lot of talents that you've never seen coming from America. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
And the fan base.
Zalendo, Tampa Boys.
No, I was saying the fan base too is really not there. Soccer doesn't have a lot
soccer
of
is
fans.
not something that is even known.
Yeah.
They don't even know what you're talking about. When to many people, you might think that, oh, soccer is something that it is only that nowadays they know what soccer is now because of information, internet, and all that.
So why are they your thing? FIFA World Cup then?
No, FIFA World Cup is a bid that you put out there. You know, Bonnie, that is something that you put out there. A draw is done, and when you win it, that's it. You know, like we know that maybe the next country that will host the World Cup next after America.
Wait, I think
Anyway, Americans, they just know how to chase dollars. But they have good players. I think Christian Pulisic comes from there. They had Darren Bent, of course. He was one of the best players who played for the United States. Now they have Mauricio Pochettino as the head coach. Emma Hayes, one of the best female coaches, who was in the Chelsea women team. Of course, she is there coaching the national team. So I think USA they are doing a good job when it comes to football, and maybe
and remember this World Cup is being hosted in 3 countries.
Yeah.
Mexico, Canada, and the US. For the first time, a World Cup is being hosted by 3 different nations. So it's going to be a very interesting experience. That's why I tell you the Spanish people have got an upper hand in this World Cup that is coming.
So
I don't think. I don't know. I feel like Argentina might even get knocked out at the group stage at this point. I don't know. I just think it's not the same. The same team that won the World Cup. So South America, for me, I feel like they might not even advance any team from South America. But I hope. Well, let's see. But you're right. You said Spanish, so that I feel like maybe Spain will take it. I don't know. I think, but let's hope. But my second clause is Germany.
Germans are too old. They're too old. They're too old. They're aging now. The game is becoming too fast for them. They're aging. The German machine that we witnessed the other time, those guys were very young, but I hope they have to recycle nearly half the whole team to win the World Cup. If they have the same players playing in the World Cup, which I know they will have the same players, the same players playing in the World Cup, then it's going to be very, very difficult. Playing with the new players from Brazil, against new players from Brazil, people who are coming in from the World Cup for the first time. I mean, it will be something good to watch. New, fresh talent from all over the world.
I'm not also hopeful about Brazil. Brazil is not the same as the one I've known. So that's why I feel like Brazil, like you said, maybe they have new players. So that means they have no experience at that stage of football. So they could be overwhelmed.
I think
because we have Copa America. These are teams. We have Copa America. We have the Euro. These are tournaments that build up to the World Cup. Mm-hmm. So if you don't, World Cup just doesn't come.
Continue.
I'm saying that there's a build up to the World Cup. We have the Copa America. We have the Euros and all that. Then we have, some of these people would have won in the big stage, the European Cup, by the time they get to the World Cup. So you'll be playing against a player who probably whose stakes are very, very high. He has won the Ballon d'Or, and now coming to the World Cup is the main big thing that he really wants to win. So this is a player that is not is experience at high level football. Yeah.
Alex, what do you say?
I wanted to say Brazil always produces so much talent. Even right now, they have a very good striker who is upcoming, the guy called Enrique. And there is also William Estevao, who is yet to make his debut for Chelsea. There are guys like Andre Santos who are upcoming. So I've noticed one thing with Brazil is they keep on producing very, very good talents as the years go by. Even right now, as we speak, even in the 2022 World Cup, they had a very strong squad. So I think the problem is maybe the gameplay or let me say the style of play which they
What
use,
selection?
or the team is not there is no team chemistry. But I believe if Brazil can get a good manager who can utilize the players that they have and can get the best out of them, then they will be a force to record, because you can imagine having somebody like Rafinha, who is smashing goals left, right, and center at his best, having somebody like Vini who is scoring goals, having the likes of Rodrigo, and also having in the midfield people like Bruno Guimaraes, having people like, let's say, Jolinton. That's a very good squad. Even somebody like Gabriel Magalhaes is very good there at the back, and they have a goalkeeper who is very good by the name Alisson Becker. So I believe the issue with Brazil is just that they have not gotten the best out of their players in the national team.
True.
Everyone here is supporting Samba Boys, but personally, if I would be asked which team will lift FIFA World Cup 2026, I'll go for Japan. I saw what they did in 2022, and then Japan, they have high probability of winning FIFA
I
World
think
Cup. Or
I
South
think
Korea.
you are losing it. Maybe
You're very
you want
unrealistic, man.
let us invite Steve Charo to tell us something different. You're
This
telling
dude.
us you are out of order.
Hello. Good morning, good
Mr. Speaker,
afternoon, good evening, wherever
Mr.
you are
Speaker,
watching me.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much for welcoming me. I'm just my first time here. I was just going to work, and I just saw that there's something going on here. Then I said, oh, why not have a look? Yeah, I don't know much about football, but you never predict about football. You know, there's some new guys, young guys who are coming. Don't forget about Spain. They have this young boy here, this Yamal. This young boy is
Lamine.
coming like
Lamine.
this boy is coming like is like wind. He's very good indeed. And yesterday I was watching German playing Italy. You see, Italy is a difficult team around Europe here because it has a very good defense.
Defense,
But,
yeah. And it's only one person.
but they didn't. The first league they lose 2-1. They lost 2 to German. The game was 1 for Italy, 2 for German. And yesterday they were losing till halftime, 3-1. And I thought it was finished because the 3-1 was very hard to get it. But after all, they ended up 3-3. So you never predict about football. Football is something else because there are some new stars coming up, but we don't see them. We just see the people who make goals, but they can make goals, but they don't know how to play. They can just wait in front and score the goal. But the people who can just handle the ball 1-to-1, this is what you are looking for. And a person like this Yamal, the young boy from Spain, is really doing it better. And don't forget that there's a German one, Jamal Musala, is also doing good. And there is a young boy from Dortmund. He's a Nigerian, half a German. And
William?
he was taken for the first time in German team. And he's doing very well. So you cannot predict anything about football right at the moment. The time is still long. Maybe there'll be coming a new one. You never know. Maybe a new one is being cooked there to come around. So I don't want to speak much about it because I know there is plenty of time. You never know. But first of all, I will praise our Harambee Stars. That is in my heart. whatever, they lost, but they played well. I watched the game and I saw there's something coming on. So you never know, in some years, one day, one time, our Harambee Stars will be coming in a World Cup. But we should also give a lot of support of our players and also watch the matches about our teams, not only watching Brazil, Germany, whatever. These are teams we were made by human beings like we. So we should be supporting our teams again. I've been around, but I've never seen many people wearing like a Harambee Stars t-shirt or somebody wearing FC Leopards. When I see here is FC London, Arsenal London, Manchester, everybody's there, but who is going to build our teams? That's a big question. So we should also praise our teams. Whatever, they can lose everything. They cannot win every day and they cannot lose every day. One time is our time. When the about turn will be called, maybe the small teams can come in and make something. So for now, I cannot predict any team. I'm just watching. Thank you very much for giving me this chance to speak, and I will end up there around. Thank you.
Sawa Charo, umesema vizuri sana. Tuwashukuru. In fact, hizo game ya Harambee mimi ninaweza kuambia unajua ni mara mwisho tulijaza kiwanja lini? Mara mwisho kitambo sana. So watu walikuwa na expectation kubwa sana kwa Harambee Stars, but hii team na huyo kocha ni wageni. Kocha ni mgeni, anafaa kupatiwa muda kidogo, but ingekuwa ni kocha amekaa na team kwa muda, then maybe matokeo angekuwa tofauti. But walijaribu, but vile iko sahi World Cup nayo hawaioni. Maybe tutarajie nini msimu mwingine wa kuachini kung'ang'ania hiyo nafasi ya kuingia World Cup. Mimi nimesema mara mingi sana mpira wa Kenya imerudi chini kwa sababu one ni mambo ya corruption. Corruption pia iko katika football, si ati iko kwa siasa peke yake. Corruption sana iko kwa football, na kama wachezaji ama wale wawekezaji wangependa kuwekeza katika mchezo wa mpira, then wanashindwa watawekeza katika timu gani? Unaona mara mingi sana timu ile inawapatia timu ya Harambee wachezaji ni Gor Mahia na FC, club mbili peke yake. Na ukiangalia mpira yetu compared to mpira ya Tanzania, ukienda game ya Yanga na Simba, uwanja imejaa, na pia wachezaji wakishindwa na game, watu wakishindwa wanaenda nyumbani, hawapigani na mawe, hawaleti vita katika kiwanja, hakuna uwizi, kuna insecurity. Kama ile maneno ilifanyikia Salasia, hiyo kwa kiwanja, haki ya Mungu haikuwa ni haki kabisa kupiga mheshimiwa kama Salasia. Mheshimiwa, huo ni mbunge, huo si mtu wa kawaida, huo si mimi na wewe, huo ni mbunge anapigwa na raia. So Wakenya, mimi nakwambia saa zingine hatuna adabu kabisa. Tunaleta maoni tofauti wakati wa mpira. Wacha tushangilie mpira. Wakati wa siasa wacha tuongee mambo ya siasa. Mambo ya mpira wacha tucheze mpira, tushangilie pamoja. Hiyo ndio inafaa kuwa, lakini mambo ya kupigana kwa kiwanja hiyo mimi sikubali na sikubaliani nayo. Na mambo mengine tena yalifanyika baada ya game, mafans wanaingia kwa kiwanja, wanaanza kuoga na ile maji ya kunyunyizia kiwanja, you know, the sprinklers. Wanaanza kuoga na hizo sprinklers, wanacheza nazo. I mean, ni adabu gani ile tuko na? Wanaribu vitu zetu tu, na kesho watasema hawana kiwanja. Unapata mafans wameingia kwa kiwanja, wamefungua hizo sprinklers, wanajimwagia maji. Wanajimwagia maji, wamezifungua kila mahali. Sijui kama mliona hiyo.
Maybe it was hard.
Sisi mimi nasema ni ukosefu wa nidhamu. Sisi I don't know what will bewitched us. Kuna vitu zingine hata tupati. Hata hii nchi ya Sudan hii hapa majirani kidogo watatupita katika mpira wa soka, na hizo ni timu zile tulikuwa tunapiga bao 10 bao 9. Siku hizi hata Harambee, hata na Djibouti, timu kama Djibouti bado Harambee inang'ang'ana kufunga bao na timu kama Djibouti. Hizi ni timu wakati wangu mimi nikicheza, hizi ni timu tulikuwa tunajua hapa tu wanaenda na kikapu kama imejaa.
Mlikuwa mnacheza lini? Unajua Kipsigona anasema hapa 1980.
Sisi tumecheza bwana, sisi tumecheza na kina Henry Motego, kina Michael Koth, kina Michael Tieno. Wewe unaongea nini wewe?
Sisi 1980 ni lini bwana?
1980 bwana, hata wewe mpango ya kuzaliwa huko kuwa nayo.
Ulipokuwa ukicheza na kina Michael Koth ulikuwa unajiita nani kwa game?
Mimi? Mimi nilikuwa naitwa Zangi.
Zangi. Nasikia kusikia hiyo jina.
Umeisikia?
Nilisikia hiyo jina juu mimi niko na hiyo age. Sasa hawa watoto wadogo hawezi kuwa wanajua mimi niko na hiyo age.
Hawa na nilikuwa planning, hata pengine wazazi bado wangekuwa wako wameanza kudate ndio
so nilikuwa karibu na Michael Koth, karibu sana huko Belgium. So ningesikia hiyo jina kikutaja.
Bwana Kipsigona tunapatana kwa DM bwana.
Michael Koth akichezea Itirio. Kwa high school Itirio wako shule moja na Henry Motego. Wako shule moja na jamaa anaitwa Jerican. Wako shule moja na Nyandoro. Na bado wako high school na bado wanachezea Shabana.
Kwa Shabana.
Wanakutana na high school na shule kama ya Homa Bay. Wanakutana na Michael Koth, Michael Tieno, Felix Otieno, Frazier Okal. Wanakutana na Chris, jamaa mmoja alikuwa anaitwa Chris hapo pia. Hao ni wachezaji walikuwa wanachezea Harambee Stars na wako shule.
Ajua hizo
shule uko anachezea Harambee na mko shule.
Hapo kuna
watu wanachezea Harambee Stars na wako 82 wapi? Hizi ni 80s hapa late 80s hapa 90s.
Nakwambia kama hizo timu umetaja wakina Djibouti, sisi tulikuwa tunasumbuliwa na Kameruni tu.
Kamerun na Nigeria.
Kusumbua tena wakina sijui wakina Rojamila huko ndio walikuja kucheza hapo.
Kina Kunde Yekeke.
Akina Yekeke Kunde walikuja kucheza All African Game. Na kina Omambi walikuja kucheza hapo Nairobi. Walipata tabu sana kufunga Harambee Stars. Walipata tabu sana. Trainer alikuwa anaitwa Henry Fabish.
Nimewambia mambo ya Fabish hapa, hajui hata Fabish ni nani.
Waliposumbua Kenya ilifika karibu semi-final, walibeba juu huyo Fabish mpaka wakamuibia kipochi, na yeye ndo aliretire kutoka huo wakati.
Si ndio naambia wakati wa Fabish Kenya football was football.
Was really football.
Unaenjoy game. Unaona Michael Koth yuko hapo, Motego yuko hapo, kina huyu radio presenter sahi anaitwaje au
huyu nani?
Mulama,
Didi.
Unajua wako pale Eric Cantona.
Ghost Mlay, kina Ghost Mlay.
Kina Ghost.
Wakina
Mlamba, unaona? Hao ni watu waligunduliwa kwa grassroots kabisa.
Na kuna goalkeeper mmoja alikuwa anatoka huko Mombasa, alikuwa anaitwa Mohamed Abbas. That was the Kenya one.
Wakati wa Mohamed Abbas. Abbas anashikia FC Leopards. Sasa unaona Alex anajikuna kichwa, hizo ni vitu hajawahi leo. Abbas, kulikuwa na Abbas na kulikuwa na David Ochieng. Mboga.
Na yule Magongo.
Abbas Magongo.
Na Musa Otieno.
Huo ni nyuma tu baadaye.
Musa ni watu wa kuja juzi. Musa Otieno huyu ni wajuzi hapa. Huyu Musa wa South Africa, huyu ni wajuzi. Huyo ni wajuzi. Kulikuwa na Mkikuyu anaitwa kulikuwa na Mkikuyu anacheza defense. Kali sana, ungeweza kumpita Mkikuyu.
Nimesahau jina.
Alikuwa anaitwaje huyu?
Bobby Ogola.
Bobby Ogola pia alikuwa
sana. Bobby alikuwa coach. Hiyo time alikuwa assistant wa Fabrice. Bobby alikuwa assistant wa Fabrice. Buo ndiye alikuwa assistant wa Fabrice. So ball hiyo time hapo ndio tulipoteza. Hapo ndio tulipoteza game yetu. Hiyo ndio zilikuwa game za mwisho. Tukicheza African Cup of Nations. Cup of Nations. Egypt ikitufunga bao 1-0.
Na kuna ile all African Games ambao Kenya ilifungwa na nafikiri Cameroon wakati wa quarter final. Tulikuwa tumechapa hizo kina Gabon, hizo nyingine zote tulikuwa tumezichapa yote.
Watu sasa kina Gypsy Kona anasema kina Josephat Murila, Bobby Ogola, Peter Dao.
Nyangia Dembo.
Kwani Gypsy Kona?
Nyangia Dembo.
Yes.
Hizo ni majina lazima, au ni watu kote zao ni watu walibobea, au ni watu lazima muwajue.
Kabisa.
Have you noticed? Muona kitambo mlikuwa more diverse, mlikuwa mnatoa talent kila mahali. And then civilization ikaingia, watu wakarevive ikakuwa business. That's why I think ilifanywa ikakuwa biashara. It wasn't all about talent anymore.
No, saizi huyu president wa FKL Hussein Mohamed ata revive mpira. Mimi najua Hussein atafanya kazi mzuri. Hussein.
So you guys, I'll have to leave you because I have to start work now, all right? It's a bit late here. Yeah, so take care and I hope you will enjoy the time there. All right.
Now subscribe Afrique.
Okay, ciao.
Bye. Hi, Bonnie, I have a question.
No, Gypsy Kona huwezi kuja kulivandalize hapa hivi. Na kuattack huko kwa DM. Mgona mzalendo bwana. Huwezi kuja kuniambia ati mambo ya 1980s hapa. 1980s unasema vitu 1980s sangapi saa hii?
Wewe nakwambia hata plan ya huko umeplaniwa hii dunia.
1980s.
Bonnie.
1980 ulikuwa wapi Bonnie?
Acha hiyo.
Ulikuwa binguni bado unatarajiwa.
Labda atakuwa fikira. Now niko na swali, rating young players. Alex and Bonnie, I need an honest opinion. Msikwe bias hapa. Okay, I know Alex will not. I do know Bonnie will be. Do you rate MLS?
American League?
No. The player.
Yes. Very much. Of course, we have Wilfred Zaha, Ivorian striker.
Still, the player at Arsenal, MLS, my Lewis Kelly.
No, who?
Kelly.
Oh, the Arsenal player? No, please, I cannot.
You cannot?
I cannot rate Arsenal player. For
Why
what?
are you analyst?
What has he achieved? No, I'm just being fair.
Why can't you?
The same way I said Japan will win World Cup 2026. Mzalendo is saying that I am out of order. It's like he did not see Japan playing FIFA 2022 and how far they went. Mzalendo, did you see Japan playing in FIFA 2022?
I did, but I'm asking you, when we talk about young talents, do you rate Miles Lewis Kelly?
Oh, Lewis Kelly? No, please. I cannot. He is very young. You need to eat ugali so that he can also get that energy.
So that means you don't rate Lamine Yamal?
You cannot compare that boy with Lamine, please.
We're talking of young players. Who do you rate? Because I rate 5 young players. Who are on your list?
But anyway, the boy is trying. Thomas Tuchel, after he was given the opportunity to lead England player coach, he is now giving talents. But the main thing that made me happy is calling Dan Burn. Dan Burn, who plays for Newcastle United, he was called for the first time, at 2 years old, to play for the Three Lions. But I think the boy is trying. He's trying. What I can say is that the boy is trying. He'll be there.
Okay, find something positive finally. Alex, do you rate him?
He's trying.
I'm asking Alex. You've already answered you.
Okay, so for me, coaches, I do rate Miles Lewis Kelly. I think he is good for his age. He's confident and he makes good runs with the ball. So he has a career ahead of him. But as Steve had said, we don't know what the future holds. If you met me in the year 2020, I would tell you Ansu Fati is the next best winger in the world.
Yeah.
But due to injuries right now, even Barcelona is thinking of selling him at the end of the season. So we don't know what the future holds. But as for now, the kid has a very big future ahead of him. So he's a gem. Even England right now doesn't have a left back.
Yeah, cause my name is Mia. Okay, and what is his name again? In the same between him and Noneri, who do you rating more? Who do you think will rise more?
Rise more. That's a difficult question, but I think both, or Nwaneri can edge it a little bit because he's an attacker.
Okay. Mzalendo, do you rate any of those young players?
Hmm?
Do you rate
No, I haven't watched. I've not watched them very closely. But just the other day, Nathan had told me about Vini. I think
Nathan is
Vini,
educating you now.
McQueen's. Marquis, he told me about another player, rising star in Brazil. It's called Marquinhos.
Noise.
Marquis.
Makinois.
Marquis is also a good mid. It's called who? Oh, Rafinha. Oh, he's telling me Rafinha.
Oh,
Bring
Rafinha.
that girl there. Why are you hiding her, Bwana?
She's not a girl. Nathan, come here.
Nathan is not a girl.
Yeah, this is what it says. It's a girl. Come here and tell them about football. The World Cup. Tell them
Nathan
about the World
Mapebe
Cup.
has forgotten me. Do you
Hey,
remember me,
my
Nathan?
dready. Hey.
Dirty guy.
Mwatuangusha nyie.
You want to see that? What question do you have? What question do you have?
Oh. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
She can't hear you. Say yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Nathan, do you know Miles Lewis Kelly?
Huh?
Do you know a player called Miles Lewis Kelly?
No.
Miles Lewis Kelly. Plays for which team?
I don't know.
He doesn't know that player.
No. Okay. Bukayo Saka?
Yeah, I know who Saka is.
Soccer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know Saka.
You know Saka? What do you know about Saka? Tell us something about Saka.
He plays for Arsenal.
He plays for Arsenal. Yeah, say talk loudly, man.
He plays for.
Sit down.
He
They
plays.
can't hear you.
He plays for Arsenal. Like he's like a good player. Like I would put, but he's not in top 10. Like if he was like he's like Neymar, but different, but not like falling.
He's like Neymar?
Good. Yeah, but like skill, but not falling. Like not always injured. Like I'm so like it's like Saka. Like he's good. Like he's really good. Yeah,
Do you
like
thi-
he's good.
Do you think he's better than Foden?
No, like if it's like it matters.
If it's
Like
like how?
like if like Foden, like he's like a good player. Like Foden and like, but like he like doesn't like he likes passing like, but Saka has like a lot of power. Like, but I think he's better than Foden. Yeah, probably. Yeah, he's better.
Barney left because he didn't want to hear that. Barney, where you at? Our opponent is gone. Alex, put your mic back on. Let's continue. Okay, so what team do you like? Do you like Man City?
Yeah,
Is that your favorite team?
not my favorite.
What's your favorite?
Barcelona.
I don't know. Okay, so you love Lamine Yamal.
Huh? Yeah, like Lamine Yamal.
Is he number one?
He's in top 10, yeah, but like he's probably in like 4th place.
Who is first? What the first three?
I would say probably the first 3, like Ronaldo is 3rd, probably. Like he's really good. He's the better. Like he's good when he was in he was in Manchester City still. Oh, not Manchester, United.
Mm-hmm.
And Nathan,
Yeah.
did you watch the game of Kenya versus Gabon?
Kenya versus Gabon?
Yeah.
No.
Why didn't you watch?
Like I was
Oh,
like after I heard like my friend said he said like the Neymar was in Santos, like he was playing the game, so I watched the game and he got injured the first time. Like he was dribbling good, but he got injured.
So Neymar is your favorite player?
Like probably. My favorite like of all time is Maradona.
Who?
My favorite of all time is Maradona.
How you know him?
Like I don't know. Like I just heard of him. Like
No, how did you learn about Maradona?
Like the thing about Maradona, like he's really like he's one of the best players of all time. Like he's in 2nd place. 1st place I would put Pele.
First place you say Ronaldo. Second place is Maradona.
Like Maradona, like he's really good. Like really, he has like power. He has enough power to beat Ronaldo.
Which
You know that
Ronaldo, at 9 or CR7?
Both, probably. Both. He like he had the like you know like Neymar reminds me of Kaka. Like he like really good. Like they're both really good. Like it's like the skills. Like Kaka knows how to do Neymar skills and Neymar knows how to do Kaka skills. Like they remind me. Like it's like watching watching Neymar play in his prime is like watching like Kaka mixed with like probably Pele, cause like it's like they're both like, but Neymar like my friend called him injury man, like one time, cause
your friend call him injury man. He gets injured a lot.
Yeah.
So then
he gets injured like too much, like he forgot to play soccer. I don't know if he can even play anymore.
He'll come back.
Why do you think that he forgot to play soccer?
Like he's been out for like a year now. Like ever since like 2023 or 2022, he's been out. Like he streams like a games, but like he's been out of soccer.
You don't like Messi?
I do like Messi. Like he's the 2022 GOAT. Like he was really good. Like both like Ronaldo versus Messi, it matters. Like prime Ronaldo would like beat Messi. Like 7? Yeah. 4. Oh, I thought you said Ballon d'Or. Like he won 4 Ballon d'Ors, but Cristiano never won a World Cup. But Messi doesn't have a Puskas award. Like it's like remember that bicycle kick Zlatan scored? Like he got a Puskas award for that. Like good goals. You can get a good goal. Like a Puskas award is like for people that like they have good goals. Like people like their goals. Like Latin, like his bicycle kick. I don't know. Do you know about Puskas award?
Yes.
I do.
Tell me
Which
about
team
it.
do which team do you support in the English Premier League?
The English Premier League?
You only like
Arsenal or Liverpool?
Hey!
Why do you support Arsenal? Which player do you like there?
Saka. He told you.
Saka. Yes, that's my favorite.
And do you think Saka is better than Palmer, Nathan?
Yes.
Cole Palmer?
Yeah.
Like it's bad. Like if Cole Palmer was like he could beat Saka, but like I don't know. Like it could be a tie. Like Chelsea versus Arsenal would. It could be like Arsenal wins like 4-3, or they could Chelsea could score like 2 goals, and then Arsenal scores like 3. Like it's probably gonna be a tie. Like if they ever do it a rematch. Like they're both really good.
But if they are playing, who do you think will score more, Palmer or Saka?
Palmer.
Okay.
You see, the boy understands football. The boy understands football.
Like it would probably be like Palmer scores like 2 more than Saka. Like
You're right. You're definitely right.
You're right. You're right.
Cause like they're both really good. Like, but
where has he been lately? He's always scared to play against Arsenal. He's always saying he's sick.
Saka?
No, Palmer.
Oh.
Tell him he's injured.
Yeah, the injury.
So before injury, the last game, it wasn't ruled as an injury. They had said due to an illness, just like last season. And he didn't. And I think that's why he missed that. So he's like he's out for how long? I don't know. Alex, how long is he out for?
It's not yet clarified, but I think he'll be there for the next game against Spurs.
So he escaped international games and Arsenal game.
Yeah, it's a thing to do with the injury issues. So because if Palmer is fit, obviously right now he would be smashing goals for England.
Nah, he was fit before Arsenal game. Before the Arsenal game, he had played all those games. He didn't produce.
You see, the problem was after he met Vibes Cartel, then everything went sour. But you see, as Palmer has been away, even right now as we speak, the Chelsea captain has scored a brilliant free kick from about more than 30 yards. So Chelsea players, we are representing England. We are setting the bar so high for
I see, but national player hasn't.
Other players to
Arsenal leads, you follow, so it's cool.
You guys are leading in what terms, Scotties?
Our player scored first before your player. Second, Arsenal is still ahead in the table. Third, history-wise, of course, because that's what Chelsea's used to. You're gonna say that, where's your UCL?
Why do you support Liverpool? Why do you support Liverpool?
Like the people on their team, like Liverpool, like they have Mo Salah. Like Mo Salah's really good. Like he's like really good. Like Mo Salah's like they're in number 1, so like they have good players. Like they have Mo Salah and stuff. The thing I wanna see is like another all-star. Yeah.
Yeah, let's pray it happens this summer. If it does, are you gonna come to Seattle?
The thing like I want to see like the All-Star is probably Messi and Ronaldo.
It's gonna be all stars is normally all the best teams
Yeah.
or players in the MLS versus other teams from other leagues that come to US on preseason.
Yeah.
So do you want Liverpool to come for preseason or Arsenal? Or both?
Both.
Are you gonna come if they come?
Sure, I guess.
If they come, I'll take you to a game.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, okay.
Thank you for helping us today, Nathan.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, you guys. Of course, my good friend Zalendo, thank you so much for always giving him time. He's my number one fan. Hey, you always make my day when you bring him here. Anyway, Coty's that boy really makes me happy. I don't know why. Alex, thank you so much. Zalendo, thank you so much for always coming here.
Why is everybody saying Nathan is a she?
Because of the hair, I guess.
She's not a she, he's a he. Nathan, everybody calls you a girl. You're not a girl.
It's not even that. Is there a girl called Nathan? I'm out of Gina.
Not a Gigi. Oh, the hair that confuses people. You need to cut that hair off.
No.
Gypsy Corner is saying sorry. No way. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Manny, you were talking.
Oh, we come to the end of the show.
Wanalala hapo. And you guys don't leave the show when it's over. Just finish it.
Mzalendo, thank you so much, of course, for bringing my good friend. He is my good friend, and looking forward to see him soon. Curtis, thank you so much for today. Thank you so much, Alex. Giving you these few minutes for the parting shot. Curtis.
I thank you for having me today. It was fun. Again, we got educated again on all football. Hata hatuko tunaelewa. But it's good to learn history sometimes. And I had fun. At least today. Today you are not crying a lot. It's an improvement though. So keep it up. Today you try.
Okay.
You try to be open-minded a bit. That's very good. It was nice.
Okay, Alex, you are sleeping. Can you give us?
I'm sleeping.
And,
I'm sleeping.
Alex,
How am I sleeping? I'm in the studio.
I wish Mzee Kelong angekuwa. Mwambie nimemjamia. But
I will tell him.
Huyo ni friend mi. Huyo tutazozana hadi mwisho yani. But thank you, Alex, for always giving insightful points and for being here as well. And my phone is low on power. I would have stayed, so I can't. Unless maybe Ntarudi kama mtakuwa in the next 20 minutes. So
we are finishing the show.
I'll have to go. Okay?
Yeah.
Good night.
Thank you so much. Mzalendo, thank you so much. My good friend there. He always makes my night. I appreciate for that. Gypsy Corner, you are my good friend. You'll go to heaven. Gypsy Corner, I will love to send you a message so that you can give me that one person to represent Liverpool. But here we are always neutral to talk about football, but we will discuss about that. Gypsy Corner will discuss about that. But anyway, it's good to have this wonderful panel here in Africa 24 Dimba every Monday at 10 p.m. 2 hours of pure football analysis. We meet here, same place, next Monday. Same place, same time. Gypsy Corner, thank you so much. And those who have been making sure the comment section has been active, until we meet here again, we talk about football. Africa 24, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Africa 24.